Shri Sai Ram. Dear students, hearty welcome back to the class of 10th of State Syllabus, Science Textbook 1 and the chapter Our Environment. Out of 4 parts, today is the final part, that is part 4 of this chapter. Mainly deals with ozone layer and also the waste management. Before we move on to this 4th part and the last part of this chapter, let us recap the main points of our previous class and also check out the answers of the assignment that was given. In our previous class, we understood the dynamics of ecosystem has 2 factors. One is the food flow and the other is the energy flow. Further, we continued that the food flow is a multi-directional, whereas the energy flow is unidirectional. The 10% law, which mainly based on this energy flow, tells us that only 10% of the energy is being transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level. Then the 90% of the energy is lost in the form of heat during respiration. Henceforth, we can see only 3 to 4 trophic levels in any food chain. Maximum 5 trophic levels can be seen. An example where the grass that is eaten by deer and the deer eaten by the lion, if we based on the energy, 300 kilojoules of energy, only 30 kilojoules is provided to the deer, and the lion takes only 3 joules of energy. I hope the students have recapped this part of our previous class, and now move on to the assignment 3 answers. The first question was, any food chain can have 3 to 4 trophic levels only. Why? It's an application based question and very important question from the exam point of view. Since the energy flow is unidirectional and gradually decreases as it moves from one trophic level to another trophic level. Feeling very happy that almost all have written correct answer for this question. Congratulations to you all. The second question, the grass that is eaten by the grasshopper and the grasshopper eaten by frog and the frog by the snake and the snake by the eagle. And it was being asked for you all to calculate the energy. And here we are back. They have given 45 kilojoules of energy from frog. Then what is the energy of the snake? I already told only 10% energy is being used. Here 4.5 kilojoules. How? Let us see once. For 100, only 10% is being used. Then for 45, how much? If you are going to think, then it will be 45 divided by 10, which is nothing but 10 fours are 40, 4.5. Your answer is 4.5 kilojoules for the snake. Almost all have written it. The next is 0.45. Just divide it by 10 and you get the answer for the next trophic level, how much energy. If you come back to grasshopper, 45 kilojoules. Here you are dividing, here you should multiply by 10. 45 into 10, 450 kilojoules. 450 kilojoules into 10, 4500 kilojoules. I hope all of you have checked out and some mistakes, if at all, are there. Try to rectify and write the correct answer. State 10% law. It's a direct question, knowledge based or understanding based. During the transfer of energy from one trophic level to another trophic level, only 10% of the energy is being transferred. The rest of 90% is lost in the form of heat during respiration. This is the 10% law proposed by Lindemann. Dear students, and today's topic of ozone layer and waste management, why it is necessary? Because of the greediness, the selfishness of human beings made a great impact, and that is a negative impact on the environment. The impact is in such a way that we are digging our own pits, that's all. By disturbing the environment, we are under trouble. In relating to that, the fourth part of ozone layer and waste management, a beautiful caption is there. How do our activities affect the environment? We, the human beings, are an integral part of the environment. The changes in environment affect human beings, and human activities to bring changes in the environment around them. In the following account, I already referred you all, human greediness. I remember a very beautiful saying told by great personalities. Everything is made for man's need, not for his greed. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಮಾನವನ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಗಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಅವನ ದುರಾಸೆಗಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. To tell you all. And selfishness has created major problems in the environment. Many problems in the environment. Among them, we shall study two major environmental problems in detail. The one is the depletion of the ozone layer, and the other is the waste disposal. How do our activities affect the environment? See, the activities of human being, deforestation, cutting down of the forest, urbanization, more cities, developed buildings, construction, pollution, tell you all, the industrialization, mining, ganigarike, fishing, to tell you all, and also the smoke formation, the air pollution. All these and some other activities are also there which have caused a great threat to the environment. These activities are activities performed by the human beings only. Ozone layer and its depletion. Ozone, it is a triatomic molecule which is made up of 3 atoms of oxygen. The formula O3. Since it is a molecule, we use formula. A very little quantity of ozone is present in the lower part of atmosphere, and that lower part of atmosphere is called as troposphere. But more amount of ozone is found in the upper part of atmosphere, and the upper part of the atmosphere is called as stratosphere. Stratosphere. This rich zone of ozone in the stratosphere is called ozone layer. Ozone shield also we call it as. The stratosphere, which is rich in ozone, is called as ozone layer. This layer will stop the entry of harmful ultraviolet radiations, UV rays, that is coming from the sun. You can observe here O3, the UV radiations from the sun come. The ozone splits up into oxygen molecule and nascent oxygen, single oxygen atom. The ozone layer, the sun that is going to number of variety of wavelengths radiations, among them the UV, the visible sunlight, the UV radiations. You can observe here the stratosphere is here and the troposphere, the lower part, the upper part. The depletion, the thinning of the ozone layer is called ozone depletion. The main cause is the chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs. Other than that, oxides of nitrogen and methane, a simple hydrocarbon, methane, also cause the destruction of ozone. The sources of ozone depletion: refrigerators, air conditioners or coolants, fire extinguishers, in aerosol sprays, and as propellants of jet and rockets. In all these sources release the CFCs or the oxides of nitrogen, methane, those gases, which is a great threat for the ozone layer depletion or the thinning of ozone layer. The chlorofluorocarbon halogens, halo, salt, gin, producer, salt producers are called halogens, which you will study in chemistry chapter there. Chlorine, bromine, iodine, they are all the halogens. Halogens, methane, nitrogen oxides, carbon tetrachloride cause ozone depletion. The pictorials of a refrigerator, sprays and coolants, air conditioners, which are the sources for ozone depletion. What is the effect of that? Skin cancer and herpes in human beings. The eyesight problems, mainly cataract in the eyes. Damage to immune system in the living organisms. Decline of photosynthesis in plants. Food preparation gets decreased. Mutation, sudden change in the genes of an organism is observed. You can observe the skin cancer, the herpes, and also the leaves getting etiolated, where the chlorophyll gets decreased. With that chlorophyll decrease, photosynthesis also decreases, food preparation decreases. Because of the effects of these UV rays that are entering onto the earth, and they are entering because of ozone depletion. The ozone layer gets thinner. Remedial measures: avoid the usage of sources which release CFCs. Alternative use of hydrofluorocarbons, HFC, and hydrochlorofluorocarbons, HClFC, hydrochlorofluorocarbons. that may bring about the retaining of the ozone layer. The next one, waste management. What is waste management? First of all, what is this waste? Immediately I remember our India, which is an ancient, having the Sanatana Dharma and the Gurukula system of education. An incident took place in Gurukulam when the last day of their Vidyarjana at the Gurukula, the disciples had to pay the Guru Dakshina to the Guru, and they asked, Guru, what Guru Dakshina can we give you? The Guru tells, be good citizens in the society. And the disciples, surely with your blessings and what all teachings you have taught us, we will put it to practice. But still we like to give you a Guru Dakshina. Then the Guru tells, give me one item from this environment which is of not used by anything. It should not be useful to any other organism. Get that to me as a Guru Dakshina. And the children go. The children, nothing but the disciples. Search. Everything one or the other way is dependent to each other in the creation. One item they found in search of this Guru Dakshina. A dried leaf fallen on the ground. That is the litter, what we call. Nothing was moving on the dried leaf, or it was just scattered there down. Nobody were there to take it to their observation. Immediately they go to collect it, a dried leaf. One of the aged person comes there. Kindly leave that dried leaf here only. I am collecting those dried leaves and making patravallis, istrele in Kannadadalli. I am making patravallis and selling and getting my bread. The disciples were shocked. A dried leaf which is a waste, but it is useful. As they went again in search, they saw again the dried leaf. And immediately when they went to take it, they are going to see one ant moving on the dried leaf. Down it was all wet. In the wet place the ant will die. So it started to take its shelter on this dried leaf. Their time was over and they came without anything as Guru Dakshina to Guru. And the Guru tells, I just sent you all by telling you all with one condition to get me the dried leaf as Guru Dakshina, because you should know in the creation nothing is waste. Everything is useful. One or the other way, everything is useful. In the same way, in our human lives, we should not discriminate each personality's negativities. We should uphold their positive values and we should imbibe those goodness in us. If we start identifying only the bad and the negative qualities, we will become negative. Why I wanted to quote this? Waste management is the word here. Waste. Nothing is waste in the creation of God. Only thing it becomes waste when we misuse it. That's all. The useless leftover materials in our daily life are termed as waste according to the science. Termed as waste. Useless, not useful. Call that as waste. 3 types of waste are there. The solid waste, the peelings of fruits and vegetables, ash, paper, glass, plastic, worn out clothes, metal objects, bricks, sand, etc. Liquid waste, effluents from industries, sewage water. Gaseous waste, automobile exhausts, smoke from chimneys of industries and houses. So the three varieties of the waste. If you observe here, solid waste, in heaps you are seeing in the picture, the liquid waste from the industries that is left out without treatment directly into the flowing rivers and streams and polluting and creating biomagnification. The gases that are being left out from the industries without treating the gases and making the harmful gases to harmless, they are leaving directly into the atmosphere. The gaseous waste. Biodegradable waste. On the basis of their state, we differentiated into solid, liquid and gas. Now on the basis of their degradation, their decomposition, on the basis of the biological aspects, we classify the waste into two: biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. ಜೈವಿಕ ವಿಘಟನೆ ಹೊಂದುವ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ, ಜೈವಿಕ ವಿಘಟನೆ ಹೊಂದದ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ. Here biodegradable waste, the waste that can easily be degraded by the action of microorganisms. Such waste is called as biodegradable waste. Example, the cow dung, the peelings of fruits and vegetables, paper, leather, sewage water. ಒಳಚರಂಡಿ ನೀರು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ sewage water. They all are degraded by the action of microbes. The biodegradable waste also has effects to tell you all. Even though they degraded, the degradation duration takes more time also. It may take some time at least to tell you all. During that process of degradation, there is more effect on the other part to tell you all. What is the effect? The decomposition will lead to foul smell, a bad smell, which spreads to the surrounding areas. Not only that, the breeding of flies, which carry the germs and cause contagious or spreading diseases such as cholera, typhoid, diarrhea. It also, the degradable waste becomes the breeding sites for mosquitoes, and the mosquitoes mainly cause diseases like malaria and dengue. The industrial waste, which is going to reduce the fertility of the soil. So overall, the degradable waste also has effects, and those effects are harmful only. More contagious diseases, bad smell, malaria, breeding of flies and mosquitoes also increases due to this biodegradable waste, to tell you all. Coming to the non-biodegradable waste, the waste that cannot be degraded by the action of microorganisms, we call them as non-degradable waste. ಜೈವಿಕ ವಿಘಟನೆ ಹೊಂದದ ತ್ಯಾಜ್ಯ. Example, glass, plastic, DDT, expansion of DDT, dichloro, diphenyl, trichloroethane. It is the expansion of DDT. Heavy metals such as mercury and lead and etc. They are all non-degradable waste. What is the effect of them? Mainly it leads to biomagnification when it enters the food chain. What is biomagnification? Increase in the non-degradable substances concentration more and more as it enters each trophic level in a food chain. Some amount of DDT, if you are adding every month and the DDT concentration increases, it will never decrease there. Biomagnification. Soil may become acidic or alkaline by the excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides. Even by dumping of industrial chemical waste affect the soil fertility, which reduce the crop yield. The more chemical fertilizers, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and also more of pesticides, not only the pesticides, insecticides, fungicides, vermicides, any chemical that is artificial and man-made to increase the crop yield or to increase the fertility of the soil has adverse effect, that is deteriorate the fertility of the soil gradually year by year. Why gradually? Because I already told biomagnification. The chemical concentration, if you go on adding, it will not decrease. It will increase the concentration. That is only called biomagnification. Biodegradable waste, non-biodegradable waste. All the vegetable, fruit, peels to tell you, the cooked food, and which all are of the plastic, the glass, the metal containers, and the chemicals. They are all non-degradable. Differences between biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. From the exam point of view also, a very important question. The biodegradable, the non-biodegradable waste. The biodegradable waste, biological in origin. The non-degradable waste, mainly man-made. The biodegradable waste, degraded by microbes. But the non-biodegradable, not degraded by microbes. The biodegradable waste, not biologically magnified. The non-biodegradable waste get biologically magnified when enter the food chain. Biodegradable waste can be converted into resource. Can get back useful process. Whereas the non-biodegradable waste, some of these can be recycled. Not all non-degradable, with some of. Example for the biodegradable waste, the paper, the sewage, water. The non-degradable waste, plastic, glass. I hope it is clear for you all about the differences. Modes of waste disposal. The waste are there, how to dispose it so that it will not be an adverse effect to the environment or the biosphere also. Landfills, selecting a land area where no human life or no sort of biological organisms will stay, and it should be far away. Selecting particular area and digging a huge sort of pits and dumping the waste there by bifurcating them into biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Landfills, recycling of the waste, one of the method. Preparation of compost with the biodegradable waste, which is useful resource, it becomes. Incineration, high temperature burning the chemicals which are outdated. Production of biogas and manure, which is going to be useful from the biological waste. A useful resource which we can get it also from the biodegradable waste. You can observe the pictures here. Along with that, a symbol, all symbolizes R. Reuse, reduce, recycle. You can observe clearly how the manure, the biogas plant, and also the compost which is being obtained from the pictures. Assignment 4. Dear students, assignment 4 also ends our chapter, our environment. Today's class, we understood how the activities are going to affect the environment, especially to the 10th class state syllabus of this chapter mainly dealt with two aspects. One is the ozone layer depletion and the other is the waste management. I hope all of you have understood. For the better retention, try to recap once again today in your respective places and complete the assignment 4 with honesty. The question: why is damage to the ozone layer a cause for concern? What steps are being taken to limit this change? The second question: if all the waste we generate is biodegradable, will this have no impact on the environment? A question mark. Try to think over it again and again and you will succeed. Because hard work is the only reason for success. But failure has many reasons. So try to put hard work by liking the subject, by loving the subject. Ishtapattaga kashta agalladu. With these things, let us offer our content at the feet of the Almighty and also praying for the world's peace, health and happiness. Have a good time. Thanking you one and all. Jai Sai Ram.